In this session, we'll be calculating the present value with the help of the Excel function called PV. In previous session, we have calculated the future value of the present value given. So in this case, we have entered the input as present value, which is minus 10,000. And we have done the compounded annual value of the 10,000, which comes around 12,167. In this case, we do the cross examination with the help of the present value function. So I just make the cell active, which is A16. Then I press equal to and PV. I'll get the present value formula. So PV, it will be asking for the rate, 4% is the rate, and the number of years is 5. So I press 5. There is no PMT, which is there is no annuity, so I put it as 0. And here it will be asking for the future value. The future value that we have already calculated is 12,167. So I put it as minus the future value is 12,167. I select the cell E8 and I close the bracket and I enter. I get the present value is 10,000. So it is correct, right? So next, in case of semi-annual, we have to divide the rate of return by 2 and multiply the number of years by 2. So equal to present value equal to the rate, that is 4%, divide by 2, comma, the number of years is 5 into 2, that is semi-annual, comma, there is no annuity, so I put it as 0, and I will be selecting the future value where we'll be entering the negative, so minus 12,190. Then I close the bracket and press enter. I'm getting 10,000. Yes, we are getting it. Then for daily compounding, equal to present value. Then rate is 4%, which has to be divided by 365, comma, and the number of years 5 into 365, comma, the PMT, there is annuities, there is no annuity, so I put it as 0. Then future value, we put it as minus the 12,214, and I close the bracket and press enter. I get 10,000. Yes, it is correct, right? So we can do the cross check with the help of the present value formula. Now, similar way we can calculate it by dragging it the value. Just I drag the value, so you'll get the same value over here. In a similar way for semi-annual also, I will drag this, get the same value, and I will just also drag for this, get the same value. Right, now we'll work with some of the two problems in the textbooks, right? In the corporate finance textbooks, we'll work with some of the two examples. We'll solve the example problems in the textbook. What amount should be invested now for it to become rupees 85,000 in 5 years when the rate of return is 9% per annum and compounding is done once a year? So it is annual compounding. So in this case, they have given that what amount should be invested now. So they are asking for present value, right? So we'll just type the variables and we check out what are the variables values been given. Future value they have given is 85,000. Then they have given the interest rate. So rate they have given is 9%. Then they have given the year N, which is 5 years. And in this case, we have to find what is the present value. Now we'll be pulling out the financial function. In that we have to pull out the formula of PV. So the rate is given as 9%. So in this case, it is annual compounding. So we directly select the rate 9%, comma, and what is the number of years? 5 years is the number of years. There is no annuity, so I put it as 0. And in this case, they are asking for the future value. I put it at minus and select 85,000, and I close the bracket. And the amount is 55,244. So in this case, if 55,244.17 is invested now, and it will become 85,000 after 5 years if the rate of return is 9% per annum. Then coming to the second question, what amount would Mr. Ram need to invest in order to get rupees 5 lakh after 6 years? He is a moderate risk taker. It is like risk averse investors, right? And like his investment to be made in balanced fund. So this is right, he is balancing some other portfolio. Is in a balanced fund where the return can be estimated at 12% to be on the conservative side. So conservative side is he's a risk averse investor. So in this case, we have to pull out the values for the variables. So what is the amount required for the Mr. Ram to get 5 lakh after 6 years? So future value is given here is 5 lakh, and the rate of the number of years that they have given is 6 years. Then the rate of interest, that what is the rate of return? The estimated return is 12%, right? So here the rate 12%. So we can directly calculate the present. So here they require the present value. So PV we require. So we'll be pulling out the function, the financial function. We will be pulling out the PV formula. So PV rate is 12%. Also, I'll be selecting the 12% rate, comma, and the number of years is 6. Then the annuity is 0. Then we have to type the future value, which is nothing but the 5 lakh. So I'll just select the 5 lakh and I close the bracket and enter. So I'll be getting 2,53,315. Suppose this amount is invested, then you'll be getting 5 lakh at the, that is after 6 years, with the rate of 12%.